Hello and welcome. Today, Spider-Man 101 takes you to a story that took place a little while back. It's a pretty good Spider-Man storyline. It's a little weird and stuff, but some neat stuff happens in it. And it involves the Spider-Man House of M. For those of you who don't know what happened in House of M, it's basically the Scarlet Witch wishing that everybody gets what they wanted in the world, if you will. What happens? Magneto becomes basically the president of the world, if you will. Mutants become the superior race, Homo sapiens become the inferior race, and everybody's whole life, if you will, is affected. Spider-Man in this storyline had some pretty cool concepts come up, and we're going to go through them right now. In the first issue of the House of M, as you can see right here, Spider-Man awakens to a world where he and Gwen Stacy are married, and they have a child. Uncle Ben is still alive. Captain Stacy's still alive. Everybody's still alive, basically. Peter Parker is rich in the storyline. He's got a lot of money. He's very, very wealthy, famous wrestler. He actually tags with who was actually a parody spoof of Hulk Hogan, which is Crusher Hogan in this, who is actually Hulk Hogan, Crusher Hogan guy, the tag team partner of Peter Parker for wrestling, is actually a form of the Green Goblin, if you will. His wrestling attire, and that he calls himself the Green Goblin, which is kind of neat. In this storyline, what happens is everybody loves Spidey, and there are two people who don't really like Spider-Man. There's Norman Osborn, who in our universe is the Green Goblin, and there's also naturally J. Jonah Jameson, doesn't like Spider-Man, and doesn't like Peter Parker that much either, because basically Parker buys out the Bugle, buys out J. Jonah, and makes him do all kinds of cruddy work and whatnot for him, just to get back at him for the years of him being abusive to him, if you will. So, everybody in the world thinks that Spider-Man is a mutant. This is very important. Mutants are the superior race. People believe that Spider-Man is a mutant. Now, we know this is an ulterior storyline. It takes place in an alternate universe, kind of, because Scarlet Witch has changed everything. But Spider-Man actually remembers both timelines. He remembers the normal timeline where he's with Mary Jane. He remembers this alternate timeline where he's with Gwen. And that kind of plays a little bit on his head. As we go on to issue 2, J. Jonah Jameson learns from another Green Goblin, which isn't actually a wrestler, this one. This is actually the real deal Green Goblin, flies on the glider type guy. That Peter Parker has a secret, and he has Peter Parker's diary, and he can give it to him and learn the truth about Peter Parker, which J. Jonah goes to great lengths to get the diary because he wants to know what is Peter Parker's secret. The secret is revealed at the end of this issue, and the secret, as we all know it, is that Peter Parker is not a mutant. Peter Parker is just a guy who got bit by a radioactive spider and gained its power. So basically he's been lying to the press all these years that he was born that way, a mutant, and that's how he amassed it, all his fame, the movies, everything. It's kind of funny, one of the parts in part 2 here, one of the scenes, it's Peter and Mary Jane on a talk show, because Peter's actually acting in a new movie called Spider-Man something, and he's acting in this movie, and it's kind of reenacting the whole Green Goblin with Gwen Stacy over the bridge type when he lets her drop and she dies. It's a reenactment of that, but instead of, it's Gwen Stacy, but playing the role of Gwen Stacy in this movie is Mary Jane, which is kind of funny. And the person holding her over the bridge isn't the Green Goblin, it's Venom. So, it's kind of weird. Some things are a little twisted in that, but it makes it fun. Society learns that Spider-Man is not a mutant, and he is outcast. He's hunted down, everybody hates him all of a sudden, his fortune is worth nothing, his family's distraught. Everything goes wrong. Because as you know, Peter Parker, his life never goes right. It always goes wrong. One way or another, even in this alternate universe where he's supposed to have everything he ever wanted, it screws up. Which brings us to House of M, Spider-Man number 4. And in here we learn that Peter Parker is actually the Green Goblin in the House of M. He basically set himself up out of all the guilt that he felt for lying about the fact that he wasn't a mutant. He set himself up to have Jonah discover the diary and basically call him out. And at the end of this, as we are thrust into the final part here of House of M, Spider-Man number 5, Peter basically goes up, talks to his Uncle Ben. His Uncle Ben agrees that they have to start a new life and whatnot, so he goes up on a bridge and pretends he's hanging himself. Uncle Ben takes a picture, it goes to the papers and everything, and that's basically the way it goes for the people believing in Spider-Man. Now, apparently, he's committed suicide. Everybody's quite upset at the fact that he committed suicide. And also, another thing that you see is that he's not really dead, naturally. He's actually living in a seclusion, if you will, just living out in the wilderness in a trailer with Captain Stacy, Gwen Stacy, their son, Richie, Aunt May, and Uncle Ben. So they're all living together and they're all living happily. Now, the mutants or the government know that Spider-Man isn't dead, because Spider-Man sent a note to the island of Genosha where Magneto is living now as the head of the House of M. You can see House of M could be House of Magneto, House of Mutants, House of Marvel, whatever you want to call it. He's head of the world, naturally. He's the president of not only America, but basically the president and leader of the free world. And Spider-Man sends him a note basically saying, if you want me to stay dead, please stop pushing against the humans, because as soon as Spider-Man was revealed to be human, a huge influx of human oppression started. So it's kind of the complete opposite of what you read in X-Men for all these years, where the mutants were oppressed all the time. Totally different. Human beings are the ones being oppressed. Mutants basically rule the world. So, anyways, these issues were pretty good. I enjoyed the whole reverse of the storyline, and to see, you know, what would Spider-Man's life be like with Gwen Stacy still alive and whatnot. So, if you get a chance, pick them up. Stay tuned for my next review. Keep subscribing. Keep leaving comments. Later, guys.